Hello and welcome to your weekly dispatch, where we'll give you a rundown of news stories of local, regional, and global significance. Here's what stood out for us this week. After the dissolution of Parliament, Pakistan's caretaker government, under the leadership of Anwaar Haq Kakar, faces a plethora of challenges in the transitional phase. In a heart-wrenching incident, multiple churches and places of Christian heritage in Faisalabad district fell prey to mob violence fueled by accusations of blasphemy. In global security, proposals for a resolution of the Russia-Ukraine conflict sparks outrage from Kyiv. Stay tuned to find out why. And for our feature story, we're looking at the 2 years since the Taliban's takeover of Kabul. Improvements in the governance are indisputable, but human rights still hang in the balance as women and girls continue to be locked out of education and participating in the workforce. After the lower house of Pakistan's parliament was dissolved, a new caretaker government under Mr. Anwaar Haq Kakar has been formed. This transitional government faces several challenges. First and foremost of its duties is to conduct elections within 90 days, which is complicated by the need to redraw electoral boundaries due to a recent census endorsed by the outgoing government. The task is daunting, to say the least, in a nation of 241 million people with numerous constituencies. Secondly, the economy. Recovering from a bailout by the International Monetary Fund to avert a debt default requires stabilization immediately. Thirdly, political uncertainty looms, which is worsened by the imprisonment and ban of former Prime Minister Imran Khan. Legal concerns arise if elections breach the 90-day limit, posing constitutional questions, which is likely if delineation process goes over the stipulated time. As the caretaker government grapples with the task of navigating these multifaceted challenges, the resilience of Pakistan's institutions and the commitment of its people to democratic processes will play a pivotal role in shaping the path ahead. The following months will not only define the nation's political landscape but also offer a glimpse into its capacity to adapt and progress amidst adversity. In a disturbing incident on Wednesday, an enraged mob wreaked havoc on multiple churches in Jarawala Tehsil, Faisalabad, following alleged blasphemy accusations. The situation escalated to the extent that paramilitary rangers were summoned and Section 144 was enforced. Shockingly, even a Christian cemetery fell victim to the vandalism. Media sources revealed that the turmoil was triggered by clerics' provocative announcements in local mosques, leading to the torching of 5 churches and the plundering of abandoned homes. The provincial government of Punjab's press release details that around 5,000 to 6,000 individuals in various groups gathered with intentions to assault minority settlements. This disturbing incident underscores the worrisome misuse of blasphemy laws in Pakistan. According to a report by the Center for Research and Security Studies, the country has witnessed 1,415 accusations and cases of blasphemy, resulting in the tragic death of 89 citizens. Moving on to international developments, a senior NATO official suggestion that Ukraine might consider ceding territory to Russia in exchange for NATO membership and end the conflict has sparked backlash from Kyiv. Stein Jensen, Chief of Staff to NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, stated while any peace agreement must align with Ukraine's interests, NATO members were deliberating on concluding the 18-month conflict. Some view this as a move to address security concerns for both sides. However, Ukraine remains steadfast in advocating for the restoration of its pre-2014 borders. Kyiv decries a land for NATO deal as rewarding Russian aggression. It is important to emphasize that one of the core reasons for the war was Moscow's apprehension about NATO's proximity. Russia presently controls the Donbas in eastern Ukraine and Crimea in the Black Sea. Previously, China, building on its successes of facilitating a diplomatic rapprochement between Saudi Arabia and Iran, tried to mediate peace talks between Ukraine and Russia and play a role in future European security architecture. However, it has so far failed to produce any substantive outcome. And now for our feature story. 2 years have passed since the takeover of Kabul by Taliban on August 15, 2021, as US-led foreign forces were exiting Afghanistan after a prolonged and inconclusive war. The capital fell to the Taliban, and Afghan security forces, despite years of Western support, disintegrated, causing President Ashraf Ghani to flee the country. Examining the present political, economic, and social landscape of Afghanistan reveals a mix of positives and negatives. On the positive side, Afghanistan has experienced a period of relative peace that had eluded the nation for decades. One notable achievement has been the Taliban's imposition of a ban on narcotics cultivation, leading to a significant reduction in poppy production. For years, Afghanistan has been the world's primary source of opium. Furthermore, the rampant corruption that had surged with the influx of Western funds following the Taliban's ousting in 2001 has been considerably reduced, according to the UN Special Representative. However, these positives are accompanied by a set of concerning negatives. Under the Taliban's regime, girls aged 12 and above have been largely excluded from attending classes. This education restriction has become a substantial barrier for Western governments considering the formal recognition of the Taliban administration. The Taliban's measures have also restricted the participation of Afghan women in various spheres. Female staff working in aid agencies have been prevented from continuing their roles. A pressing concern for neighboring countries and international powers is the presence of terrorist organizations like the Al-Qaeda and the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. These groups pose a threat to regional stability and raise fears that Afghan territory might be exploited as a base for planning international terrorist attacks. As Afghanistan navigates its evolving landscape, the interplay of these positive and negative factors shapes the country's trajectory, impacting its relationship with the international community and the prospect for lasting peace and stability. I am Hajra Asif Khan, and this was your Weekly Dispatch.